Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. Have the killings in Nithari dealt a devastating blow to the Mulayam Singh government in Uttar Pradesh? That's the key issue I shall discuss today in an exclusive interview with the General Secretary of the Samajwadi Party, Rajya Sabha MP Amar Singh. Mr. Amar Singh, let me start with a simple question. After Nithari, how embarrassed are you by the state of law and order in Uttar Pradesh?
I'm not embarrassed at all about law and order situation, because it's not a law and order problem. But I'm embarrassed and ashamed for being a human. How can anyone do such heinous crime? Even in the latest CBI interrogation, the guy has said that his missing children, their flesh, as reported in today's newspaper itself. And the local MLA and MP of Nithari happens to be of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Can I interrupt?
Had there been any alarm bell, Karan, and we would have, so it's very difficult to take cognizance of bedroom activities of...
I want to pick up on two things you said. You say you're not embarrassed by law and order, and secondly you said had there been an alarm bell, you would have taken cognizance of it. Let's first start with the fact that you're not embarrassed by law and order. 38 children missing, presumed dead over 30 months, only 19 cases registered, and all because the UP police, who come under your government, refuse to take the matter seriously. How can you not be embarrassed by the failure of your own police force?
You are absolutely right. The same, it is not breaking news of any news channel, of any journalist. It is the same police which is being lampooned and lambasted. They have sorted it out. They have found the real culprit and guilty. So one set of police officers, they have done good job, and we have not hidden it. This is election year, so it should be kept under the carpet. We exposed it. It is not exposed by Karan, by you, or by your...
You exposed it in the end after 31 months, but you said there were no alarm bells. In fact, there were as far back as August 2005, when only 6 children were missing. A report filed by the National Commission of Women indicated that, first of all, the UP police were not responding adequately and taking the missing children seriously, and secondly, they were harassing the parents. That was the first alarm in August 2005. You completely ignored it.
No, not me. You can
the police
say
ignored it.
The police. So you don't
so
say
you accept, but
no,
you accept
no,
the police ignored
no, I accept, and that is why we have put this kind of crime under the heinous crime list. And not only that, let me complete. 45,000 children, the missing children capital of the country. The Times of India headline was day before yesterday is Bombay. So many more Nitharis have happened there. I'm not justifying, Karan, please. I'm ashamed. I'm said as a human.
And also one other thing, the fact that 45,000 children have been disappearing or being killed in India is a terrible story.
Only in Mumbai.
But it's no consolation
Absolutely
to Nithari.
no.
It doesn't improve the police performance in Nithari.
No, let me tell you.
So let's come back to the police, because I think the police in Nithari concerns people. You accepted a moment ago that they had ignored the report filed in August 2005
No,
by the
there
National
is some
Commission of
lacuna.
Women.
No, there is some lacuna in the law. I'm telling you, it needs to be changed, because the missing children's report will be will be registered, but it will not be. It was not being deemed as a crime, because unless there is specific cases of kidnapping and murder.
But you see, it wasn't just 6 children in August 2005. 8 months later, the tally of people missing had risen to 12. And at that point of time, parents were reporting that the police were refusing to register FIRs.
Karan,
Parents were going to the police,
my
refusing.
humble submission is, it's a problem. Please let me complete before you interrupt. My humble submission is, it's a failure of the system, I agree. The guilty policemen, they are taken to the task. We have given 5 lakh rupees compensation, which is no compensation to human life. I am father of children myself.
Let's come back to the system. You say it's a failure of the system. I put it to you, it's a failure not just of the system, it's specifically a failure of the UP police. Let me quote to you 2 things. First of all, the report of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, referring to a period in the middle of 2006, it says the police were highly uncooperative and even abusive to the victims' families. The victims' families were chided for drawing unfavorable police attention to the village. Far from being helpful and cooperative, they were attacking the victims' families. That was the response of the police.
Let me tell you, Karan, my only humble submission is that on New Year Day in Mumbai, in presence of thousands of people, a lady is disrobed. A policeman rapes in the police station a girl. So, and at the same time, Supreme Court comes out with a dictate that not even a sub-inspector can be transferred. No, let me complete. So, a section of police officer Even yesterday,
I'm only
Arunati.
interrupting you for one reason.
No, please.
You're right in saying that the police commit atrocities all over the country, but that is no consolation to the victims of Nithari. Also, that doesn't absolve the UP police of inaction and ineptitude. Let's come back to UP because it's important.
No, if you have come with a mindset that you will discuss only one incident.
No.
I am saying it's a gruesome incident. I am very ashamed that it happened in our state. I agree with all that.
Can you go one step further? Can you accept that if the police had taken the incident seriously from August 2005, if the police had filed FIRs when they were requested to do so by the parents, and if the police had investigated properly, you would have saved the lives of some children who've died. As a result, today you have almost 40 brutal deaths, many of which could have been avoided. Many young children could have been saved. Can you accept that?
Who can deny that? The truth, howsoever bitter it is, has got to be accepted. Narendra Modi may not accept that he is responsible for killing a lot of innocent people because they happen to be
Amar Singh accepts that the police are responsible for permitting children to be killed who could have been saved. You accept that?
Not entire police force.
But some people.
But
Section of the police force in Noida. You accept that?
I accept that.
All right. Let me then move on. I've talked about how the police mishandled through utter ineptitude the lead up to the killings being discovered. Let's now look at how they responded when the killings themselves were discovered. To begin with, they hired laborers to use their hands, bare hands, to dig up bones and body parts, thus damaging or even destroying forensic evidence. That was inexcusable.
See, the matter is being looked after by CBI.
Now, but I'm talking about earlier.
No, not now. The moment the demand was raised, we have got nothing to hide. It is our police force that found out this case, and they identified the criminals.
Quite right. There's no doubt they found the case out after they had found out about Payal. As an aside, let me point out, even on the Payal case, for 5 months the police refused to register an FIR that she was missing. They only did so when her father Nandlal went to court, and the court forced the police. That's another example of how badly they handled things. But let's leave Payal aside. Let's talk to what the police did after the killings were discovered. First of all, they dug up the evidence using bare hands, hiring laborers, and as a result of destroying evidence. Can you accept that was badly done?
See, I am not having the gory details of how they conducted, but one thing I will commit as a responsible political worker of the ruling party, that guilty will not be spared, howsoever high and mighty and well-placed police officers.
Including police officers?
Including police officers.
So will you carry out a thorough investigation of how the police handled this matter?
Of course.
Both how they handled it before the killings were discovered, when they were avoiding registering FIR, and afterwards?
I fully agree with you that nobody should be spared, must not be spared, but let me complete. My only thing is, and don't interrupt, that is your habit, Karan, that politicization of this entire episode is wrong. My only thing is that.
I agree with you.
And I'm saying.
I'm not politicizing.
No, you are not.
I'm trying to establish the truth and your position.
I'm using your forum for a noble message. I'm not attacking anybody. Whether it is Nithari, whether it is Gurgaon serial killing where for 100 rupees 28 people are killed, or it is Muksar where the dead bodies of children, same kind of crime is explored in the premises of a Congress leader,
but Mr. Amar Singh,
or it is Hyderabad is carried on.
Nithari is on the front pages. The people of UP want to hear Amar Singh explain what happened. They want to hear Amar Singh acknowledge that faults were made. I think you owe it to the people of UP that today we don't talk about Muksar and Gurgaon. Let's concentrate on Nithari because it's a major tragedy. You accept it. Let me continue.
No. My thing is, I am going to move in Supreme Court. Even in the trade fair, Delhi trade fair, 400 children are missing. Do you know that?
I understand.
Even in Jahangirpuri.
Let's not deflect to the other children.
I'm not
Let's
deflecting.
stick to Nithari because it's so important.
Won't. It is very important for me. It may be important only for Right Honorable Sonia Gandhi to miss the life of Nithari children. But for me as an Indian, now Nithari has shown a new light. The missing children.
Mr. Amar Singh,
the missing
you know what
children.
People listening to this interview will say? They'll say he's deliberately deflecting because Nithari is so embarrassing he can't address Nithari on its own. So he's deflecting, he's avoiding, he's trying to circumvent.
No, I'm not deflecting.
Then let's come back to
please,
Nithari.
No.
Let's come back to
No,
Nithari.
Please.
You're an honorable politician. I know you want to address the concerns of the people of UP. This is your chance.
You are honorable journalist Mr. Karan Thapar. You don't concentrate, focus as if I have said that I'm embarrassed. I have said I'm ashamed. At the same time, I'm saying Nithari has thrown light on an aspect that children are being harassed, killed, kidnapped, not only in Nithari. Nithari we have
I
found out.
understand, sir.
No,
And
no,
I've
no,
given
please.
you a chance to say that children are being mistreated, kidnapped and killed all over India. That's granted. Now let's come back to Nithari because it is topical and because perhaps
No,
it is one of
you,
the
you
worst
think that
crimes
Muxar, no,
that's been
please,
committed in our time.
You think that Muxar is not topical?
It is topical.
You think that Gurgaon is not topical? You think
I'm saying,
Bombay is not
are
topical?
you deliberately trying to avoid talk about Nithari? Because
No.
that's the impression you're giving
No.
people. Are you scared that Nithari is so bad that your government can't face up to the truth?
Not only Nithari is bad, but you can't say...
Can I come
no,
back?
Please, I will not stop. Cannot be gagged, Mr. Thapar. It seems that you have got an agenda for Nithari only. I am saying I am ashamed for Nithari. But in other Congress-ruled states where many Nitharis are happening, they should also be equally ashamed.
Okay.
There should be CBI inquiry all over.
You've made that point
And,
3 times. I've accepted it. Now let me come back and point out to you the manner in which the UP government has handled it. Your Minister for PWD, Mr. Shivpal Yadav, who also is the brother of the Chief Minister, publicly said that Nithari, where perhaps 40 children were brutally killed, was a choti moti baat. He then went on to praise the Noida police. You just criticized them, he praised them. Do you accept that that was the wrong response? It was rubbing salt into people's wounds.
It was bad articulation, and one segment of his statement was broadcasted, and rightfully so. He should have been careful, but let me tell you, he did not mean it. I am being very frank.
He didn't mean it, but he said it.
No, the entire reference has not been shown. He said it, what I am saying. I am saying it is happening all over
But you agree it was bad articulation?
No, it was a bad articulation, and it was a selective bite which was shown. The
But
entire
was
reference,
he wrong in describing it as a choti moti baat?
no,
It's not a choti moti
no,
baat.
no, it's not a choti moti baat.
So it was wrong to call it one.
It was a bad articulation at best, I would say.
Go further. Was it wrong to call it a choti moti baat, to try and dismiss it as something small and
No,
insignificant?
the fact is he did not dismiss it.
But was the phrase choti moti wrong?
No, I don't think he meant that. If you go through the
Okay.
entire
Are you in a sense therefore not just correcting what he said, you're almost apologizing for the fact he gave the wrong impression to people?
I am not apologizing. I am simply saying that he is not media savvy, and his entire context was not shown. And media is well within its right to pick and choose whatever they found
All
it
right.
more
One other quick
newsy.
question before I leave Nithari. 3 weeks have passed, and even up till today, the Chief Minister has not gone to Nithari. Does Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav not feel a need to be of some comfort to parents who've lost their children, to reassure them that justice is being done, to comfort them that the police have mishandled it but will now handle it properly? Does he not feel a need to reassure people?
This is very disgusting, Charles. My going over there?
But you're not the Chief Minister.
No, I may not be the Chief Minister.
Shouldn't the Chief Minister go?
No. In Assam, where 5-year-old children are
Don't
killed because
compare
they are
with
Hindi
Assam, we're
speaking.
talking
No,
of
let
UP.
me tell you.
His minister gave the impression it's choti moti. That minister happens to be his brother.
Please go
Should he
to-
not
no,
have
no,
gone to say,
please.
I am coming to personally reassure you?
No, let me tell you, on behalf of Chief Minister, I went. I gave a residential plot, 5 lakh rupees, job, and they are happy.
Why couldn't the Chief Minister have gone?
Chief Minister did not go because there could have been law and order problem.
A
Opposition.
law and order problem?
Yes, of course.
He's more worried about his own life than the lives of the young
He's
children
not
of
worried
UP.
about his life. He's worried, suppose if he would have gone there and BJP would have created, Congress would have created some
Problem face up to it, your Chief Minister.
No. We are more concerned about the people there. We wanted administration should look after them.
You know what
after
the
this
press is
tragedy.
saying? The press is saying he's scared of what they call the Noida jinx. He's scared that if he goes to Noida, he'll lose the chief ministership. That's why he didn't go.
Press is free to say anything. Press is determining my private life. Where do I stay? Where do I live? When I will eat? When I will sleep?
Is the press right that Mulayam Singh Yadav is more scared of superstition than he cares about doing the right thing
Absolutely
by
wrong.
parents who've lost their
Absolutely
children?
wrong. My going there as representative of Chief Minister has satisfied the Nithari people. They are
How
not
do you
happy.
know? How do you know?
I am more in
You
touch
mean
with
there is no demand in Nithari for the Chief Minister to come? Because if that is the case, that means the Chief Minister is irrelevant, they don't want him, they don't need him. Are you really saying that?
Well, I don't put words in my mouth, but
I'm only interpreting what you're saying.
No, you are free to interpret because you are media. I can't fight with you. Go ahead. But I will simply say that as representative of Chief Minister, I went there and I distributed residential plot. I gave 5 lakh rupees compensation. I promised them job, and I'm giving that. And let me tell you, other
so interesting. The audience listening will say, Amar Singh says, I went, I did, I gave, but the Chief Minister never went. The Chief Minister didn't think, the Chief Minister didn't give. In fact, the impression the Chief Minister has given is that he doesn't care about Nithari.
Absolutely not. Media is obsessed with what they think and do. I am not obsessed. I said I went there as representative of the Chief Minister.
Let's take a break. I know that in your heart, this has come out very clearly in the interview, you think the media has been unfair to you. In the remaining time, I want to come back and give you a chance to explain why you think the media has been unfair. We'll be back in a moment's time for the second part of this exclusive interview. Welcome back to an exclusive interview with Samajwadi Party General Secretary Amar Singh. Mr. Amar Singh, it's quite clear from your entire response during this interview that you believe the media have been unfair, you believe they've been picking and targeting the Samajwadi Party. Why do you think the media have been wrong in their coverage of Nithari?
I will answer only if you don't interrupt, Karan. The thing is that right now you have asked that why Mulayam Singh did not go. Nobody in media is asking that there is an Ulfa activist in the Congress ministry in Dibrugarh and Tinsukia area, and 5-year-old boy and pregnant ladies are killed because they are Hindi speaking. Sonia ji did not go there. In Muxar, a Congress MP's premises and rice mill is found with a skeleton of small little children, and he alleged that rival group headed by Amarinder Singh is responsible for this. And not only that, this Pandher guy, he happens to be married to the niece of former Congress Chief Mr. Gill, and he is also a very close friend, it is established fact, of the sitting Congress MP of Jalandhar. But media is not highlighting all these things.
You're saying the media is being selective. You're saying, in fact, in being selective, they are pointing out the worst of the Samajwadi and they are covering up the worst of Congress. That's what you're saying.
Well, I'm not saying they might not be liking my face or Mulayam Singh.
Why has the media turned against you? Why has the media turned against Mulayam Singh? Because that's what you're suggesting. Why do you think that's happened?
I think that the chemistry is not gelling, or our media management is poor, or we are not communicating.
You accept your media management is poor?
I accept. Had it not been poor, Karan, then they would have talked about Muxar, they would have talked about Gurgaon is equally important.
Can I put to you
then
one
Gurgaon
reason?
is as important as Noida, and 28 people are killed for 5 rupees.
You mentioned Gurgaon earlier, so let me interrupt. Can I put to you one reason why your media management is poor? Because the most obvious thing the Chief Minister should have done, to go and show sympathy, to go and show concern, he didn't do. Had he done it, the media might well have been more supportive and understanding. Don't you think the fault lies with you rather than the media?
No, I don't think so, Karan. I'm not praising you, but the objectivity of media is divided in camps. Unfortunately, I'm not alleging. This is my experience. And they are more guided by likes and dislikes. That is why every psephologist and media, including you, during last election in a TV show, you said Samajwadi Party is finished, and you were surprised when you got more numbers of seats.
You're right that everyone was surprised by the performance of the Samajwadi Party.
And you will again be surprised. Let me tell you.
Let me end by putting to you the real concern. What Nithari shows is that there is no justice for the poor in UP. Their children go missing and are killed. There's no investigation. If there is an investigation, it's shoddy. If a heinous and terrible crime is found, it's dismissed as a choti-moti baat. And at the end of the day, the Chief Minister couldn't care less.
And
that's
why don't you talk about local BJP MP and MLA?
Talk about Nithari. We've got only 30 seconds.
Nithari.
This
no,
is
I'm
the
talking about Nithari. The local MP of Nithari is from BJP, is a former union minister. Local MLA is BJP MLA. Show me a single instance of their concern, please.
You know what the audience are going to say? The audience are going to say all that Amar Singh is proving is that all politicians are equally unconcerned about the poor. They use the poor, but when the poor suffer, when their children die, they turn their backs on
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying collectively we should tackle this menace, we should make some change, and we should stop blaming each other, we should stop criticizing whether Nithari or Muxar.
Let's hope that actually happens. Mr. Amar Singh, thank you for agreeing to talk to us.